Nations against nations. State against church. Government against the armed forces. Military versus the fascist. Innocent civilians in between. Is there still a way out? In an instant, our lives are threaded with uncertainty. Our children facing a bleak future. Everything seems dark ahead. Everything's vague. But still, everybody knows what the certain words to say. Everybody hopes. But then, hope. We must not let this go out of our hands, out of our differences, not even our mistakes, but rather of our principles that we could finally resolve and come up, hopefully, with the most taken for granted word. Peace. Yes, peace. There's nothing so clear about this, nothing so elusive, but only this is the most abused word. Its meaning drowned with this excessive bang-bang of guns. Our senses have become numb, our consciousness refusing to believe its existence. We often regard peace with its negatively charged counterparts. War, friction, contention, yet we never progressed. Can we not, even just for once, secede from our mistakes, learn from our past, and come up spiritually and calm? Let's face it, our principles are as rotten as our faith in God. We may not be aware of this, but it is an established fact that more often than not, our tendency is to seek refuge in a worldly splendor, unaware that we are only putting a limit to our chance of finding true serenity. How many of those people out there have sold their principles on one way or another just to be where they illogically think they belong? How many of them have preferred to get into the demagoguery just to win power and to get into the most influential part of the society? And how many of us have ever thought of peace as the most basal requirement for us to ever find happiness? There are not much rules to follow in achieving world peace. The fundamental step to this must come from every person who still believes that peace can exist and is willing to give it a chance. We can't forever mulling over our peccadillos. We have to be cruel to ourselves sometimes in order to be kind to the entire humanity. Next, it must be considered that for so long as pride and prejudice exist, peace shall never be within our reach. People will always try to offer themselves the best. Everything. Power, influence, money, and stepping on the rights of others in the process. They will try to outdo one another and then come out as the morally sustained